So, check this out, people. I've been following this guy on YouTube. The name of his YouTube channel is The No Regret Show. This guy reminds me a lot of myself because he goes after a lot of these scumbags on YouTube who pump stocks, who claim that stocks are going to the moon, who entice you to buy and hold, while they in turn sell behind your back, while they get YouTube revenue, while they get paid through Discords, Patreons, and PayPals, and Cash Apps, and all of these other platforms that they use to take your money, while claiming that certain stocks are going to the moon. And then when these stocks tank, they make excuses as to why they didn't squeeze or why they didn't go to the moon, causing you to lose thousands and thousands of dollars. And then you have these scumbags who have YouTube channels with no faces, no content, no pictures of themselves, and are always the first to comment, and their comment is always negative, right? And so the No Regret Show, just like myself, goes after these YouTubers, and he's not afraid to mention them by name, the same way I mention these scumbags by name. Now, the No Regret Show recently has started to have beef with this guy named Press the Investor. Now, Press the Investor has a very small channel compared to the No Regret Show, who has at least 1,000 subscribers, right? Compared to Press, who has about 200 and change subscribers. And because Press the Investor has recently linked up with Casey Shores and these other lowlifes on YouTube, who I too, just like the No Regret Show, believe that Casey Shore is a scammer, and those who are associated with him. I believe the same, and I stand by the No Regret Show. And so when he started to have this beef with Prez, the investor, I had no idea who Prez the investor was. I simply went on Prez the Investor's channel after listening to the No Regret Show talk about him in this heated way and listened to him myself. And based on what I heard and what I've seen so far, I don't believe that Press the Investor is a scammer. Just because those people who are being scammed by Casey Shore and these other scumbags associated with him doesn't mean that everyone who's associated with them are scammers. Now, again, I stand by the No Regret Show on his stance when it comes to these scammers. But what he has to understand is that those people who are scammed by Casey Shore and his associates are not necessarily scammers. They're just people who believe in their methods. And because they see that these methods have worked for Casey Shore and have worked for other people who are associated with him, then he wants to learn that way. He wants to do the same thing. That's what scammers do. Scammers entice you so that you can come aboard and pay them and learn from them. This is how they gain notoriety. This is how they gain more subscribers. And so you cannot fault Press the Investor because he's trying to grow, because he's trying to learn. He's just learning from someone who I believe, just like the No Regret Show believes, is a scammer. He's learning from Casey Shore and his buddies. But that doesn't mean that those who are being deceived are deceivers. They may be deceivers by association. They may not know that they're being deceived, and they may not know that they're deceiving others. But from my own opinion, my own eyes, my own ears, what I've seen, the very short video that I watched of Prez, the investor, I don't believe he's a scammer. I could be wrong. I might change my tune later on, but for now, I don't believe the guy is a scammer. He seems honest. He seems sincere. Nothing he says seems negative. It doesn't suggest that he's trying to coerce people into buying stocks and holding them. The problem that I have is with Larry Jones, Casey Shaw, Morant's Rants, and Thomas James, and a lot of these scumbags on YouTube, me, Kevin, who come along and tell you to buy into something after they give you a disclaimer and tell you that they are not financial advisors, and then tell you to buy and hold into a stock and not to sell it. Why would anybody get into anything, a business that requires you to sell in order to make money? It requires you to buy first, sell later at a gain so that you can earn a profit. They tell you not to sell, while they in turn sell behind your back or give you misinformation that causes not only them to lose money, but you to lose money as well. And so I cannot get involved with the beef between the No Regret Show and Press the Investor, because just like the No Regret Show, I have beef with other YouTubers who I've called out, who I continue to call out, and warn viewers about these scumbags who have caused many people on YouTube or many people who watch these YouTubers to lose thousands and thousands of dollars. You see, people, there's nothing wrong with buying into a stock that's about to squeeze or that you believe is about to squeeze. I don't have a problem with AMC. I don't have a problem with GME. I don't have any problems with meme stocks, but meme stocks are just that. They're meme stocks. And anyone who tells you that they are investable companies or stocks, they're lying to you. Because if you want to invest in stocks that pay dividends, that pay you to keep your money in, and that pay you interest. Instead, you're buying into this nonsense and into this hype by people who just got here yesterday into the stock market. You see, I was here during all the squeezes from before 2021. I was already here. I was already trading. I was already buying into stocks. There are stocks that I buy into and I sell immediately, like AMC, GME, and any meme stock. And then there are stocks that I buy into as an investment that I have no plans on selling anytime soon. My objective when it comes to the stocks that I invest in is to invest for a year. And at the end of that year, I will take my profits. Why after a year? Because I'm not a little boy. Because I'm not 19 years old. Because I have a short time to live on this planet. I'm already reaching 60. And you have these old men, you got these men, grown-ass men in their 40s who are buying into this hype, this nonsense, that stocks are going to the moon and that they're never going to sell. Who the fuck are you going to leave that money to if it does spike to the moon? Oh, I'm going to leave it to my children. Right, your children who are going to sell as soon as you drop dead, who have no idea what the value of a stock is worth because you've never had the sense to teach them, because you yourself don't know anything because you follow YouTubers who are telling you what to do. And then when people like me come along and tell you, hey, that's not how you do it, you have to train yourself. You have to educate yourself. You come at me like an idiot while I am traveling the world through Asia, Southeast Asia, enjoying my winnings, enjoying my profits, and enjoying my life. You're sitting at home watching Netflix, hoping and wishing for a stock to go to the moon and not taking your profits and not taking your monies. And so when I watch the No Regret Show, the reason why I am so appreciative to this guy is because I thought I was the only one on YouTube warning the masses about these YouTubers who are scamming them, who are using this MOAS nonsense and this squeeze nonsense to keep them on the hook so that they can in turn continue to receive their revenues. You see, the day that this squeeze happens, the day that, not the squeeze, but this message about the squeeze, the day that this squeeze ends, the day that this to the moon nonsense ends, that's the day when their money ends. That's when it ends because they're not going to have anything else to sell you. They're not going to have anything else to talk about. And so they don't want this MOAS to ever come. They don't want this to the moon to ever be reached. They don't want this squeeze to ever happen. This is why every time the stock squeezes, they tell you that wasn't the squeeze. The first time GME squeezed and AMC squeezed, that wasn't the squeeze. Now we just squeezed a week ago. That wasn't the squeeze. The GOAT, Ryan Cohen, is going to cost the MOAS because he doesn't get paid. He gets paid through stocks. That's what they tell you. Now look at the stupidity. He gets paid through stocks. So if he wants to get paid, what does he do? He sells his shares because he has the right to do that. They're his. Just like he sold $45 million worth of GME. And then you got these same scumbags, right, who tell you, oh no, look, GME isn't going nowhere. They have $2 billion worth of money to hold on to. They didn't get that money through their business dealings. They didn't get any of that money by selling merchandise. They got that money off the backs of retail investors who are keeping their business open. They are not getting business through revenue, through business, through purchases, through sales. This is a dying company that they want you to believe is going to the moon. And if GME goes to the moon, which is not, it never is and it never will. It never was. Stocks don't go to the moon because there are many companies who are profitable, who have no debt, and who have plenty of money to spend, and they will never go to the moon. And so when people like me come along, people like the No Regret Show come along, and they tell you, listen, these guys are scumbags. These guys are scammers. I get it. And I hope that more people like the No Regret Show come along and continue to warn people who watch these scumbags, because I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one who spoke the way I speak. And now I can see that there are others like me who are smart enough to talk to the masses and warn them about these scumbags who urge them and encourage them to hold on to these stocks while they sell behind their backs, or cause these people who are novice investors who know nothing about the market to lose their money. And so, Prez, I understand the No Regret Show and where he's coming from. I understand him 100%. And though you may not understand because you just got here yesterday, whether in the market or onto your YouTube channel, and I respect the things you say and the way you say them, this is why I just subscribe to you, because I don't get the sense that you're a scammer. And whether or not the No Regret Show believes you're a scammer, like I said earlier, there are people who scam others, and those people who are being scammed or get scammed and follow these people aren't necessarily scammers themselves. They're just people who are being scammed. I know for a fact because I know people who have been scammed through these crypto scams, Bitcoin scams, and who were hired to recruit others, their friends and their families. And unbeknownst to them, they were scamming their own friends and their own family. And then when the website was turned off or shut down, days, weeks, or months later, every one of them lost their money, including those who were scamming others unbeknownst to them. And so to the No Regret Show, if Prez is a scammer, which I don't believe he is, unbeknownst to him, he's a scammer. Unbeknownst to him, he is enticing others to follow Casey Shaw and Larry Jones, because that's how scams work. That's how they work. You scam someone, and in turn, they'll scam others on your behalf and bring you to them. That's what false prophets do. A false prophet is someone who says something and in their lifetime it doesn't come true. And I can mention a bunch of false prophets: Morant's Rants, James Thomas, or Thomas James rather, Casey Shaw, Larry Jones. And you have these YouTubers who, a lot of them disappeared when they saw that GME and AMC wasn't going to the moon. And so this message is to you, the No Regret Show. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep posting your videos. You're not the only one. There's another person that's just like you doing the same thing and saying the same thing. I've been doing this for over 3 years. While everyone is pushing the MOAS, I'm telling them that's bullshit. While everyone is pushing GME and AMC to the moon, I'm telling those people not to believe the hype, to take their money, to take their profits, to take that money and invest it into companies that actually profit them, not in the short term, but in the long term, because riches don't happen overnight. You want to be rich? Get a job, go to work, do it the hard way, do it the right way, do it the way people have done it for thousands of years to get ahead. Instead, you want to get rich overnight, following these YouTubers, these influencers who get paid every day while you in turn hold on to a stock that's never going to the moon. You missed out on AMC and GME 3 years ago, and you missed out on AMC and GME just a week ago. People, don't be stupid. Take your profits. You want to get rich, go to work, get educated, do something with your life, and in the end, it will pay off. Fast money is not good money. Fast money will only cause you to lose your money fast. So in the end, people, get your money.